Hi everyone, this is Veda from Zephyr Lake Carmelite Mission. I'd like to continue with Lesson 10 of Phase 1 Formation for Lake Carmelites. And the topic in Lesson 10 is the Carmelite family as an order and as members of the church. So that's our topic for today. And the Carmelites are an international order with international structure. And the members of the Carmelite order are here to serve the needs of the church as well as the needs of the broader mankind. And so this is important to keep in perspective as we go through today's lesson. It's important for Carmelites in formation to not only know the history and the tradition of our order, but also to know how we fit in the broader picture of the church and the service of mankind. It's important for each religious order to maintain the original spirit of its founders, or in our case, we have to keep the original spirit of the hermits on Mount Carmel. But at the same time, we should also adapt to be aware of the needs of the present time and be able to serve people where they need and in what ways they need our service. So it's important for the whole Carmelite family to be formed and renewed based on this broader perspective and based on the international guidelines that we have for our order. In 1989, an international commission, Charism and Spirituality, was organized. And as part of that commission, a series of articles were written. Initially, there was about 20 titles that were suggested, and then eventually 9 of them were written and also translated into English. 2 of these, Seasons of the Heart and Loving Presence, Mary and Carmel, is used in our formation program. And our formation program is standardized across provinces, and of course it's in English and possibly maybe in Spanish. I'm not very sure about that. So again in 1995 there was an attempt to rewrite or update our constitutions for the Vatican II had commanded all religious orders to go back to their roots. So we have new constitutions were written for the friars, and the updated ratio titled Carmelite Formation, A Journey of Transformation was published in 2000. And then we also had the updated versions of the rule for lay Carmelites. And as we know, the structure of our order is the first order is for the friars and the hermits. Usually they are men. And then the second order is for the cloistered nuns. And the third order is for not only the laity, but also the diocese priests or any active religious sisters can be part of the third order. And so this does not really signify the church's hierarchy, which is separate from this order, the structure for our order. Because you could even have, say, a bishop want to be a third order, a diocese bishop wanting to be a third order Carmelite, So it's not the church's hierarchy, but rather the structure for our order. Now, the friars and the cloistered sisters, and even the active sisters, have limited access into the world, They have chosen a life, more secluded kind of a lifestyle of prayer and service. But us, laity, we are in the world. And so we are called to live the Carmelite values and the gospel message and contribute to the sanctification of the world through our life in the world, through our service. And the friars and the sisters and the cloistered nuns, they make perpetual vows. I think most of them make vows. And then the laity, we make promises we don't make vows, we usually make promises. And also I would like to give here a few examples of how we serve in the world. So as an example, there was a laity group that opened restaurants, and they used the funds from the restaurants to feed the poor. And that was a way of addressing the focus of justice and peace for the poor in this world. And the other way in which the Carmelites have also contributed is by creating an NGO, creating Carmelite as an NGO affiliated with the UN, with the United Nations. That was in 2001, I believe. And the Carmelite mission would get access to the United Nations resources, and also the UN benefited from the Carmelite missions. So there's a focus, greater focus now on international justice, peace, and also on the care for creation. So all these issues, awareness within the community, and also to bring about changes with the poor, the homeless, all of those activities are carried out by the lay Carmelites around the world. Because we are called to live a life of prayer and prophetic living in the world, and our world is changing rapidly. But Jesus, we know, is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So we need to remain intensely faithful to God, and at the same time we need to be creative as we seek to understand and live in changing times. And we need to live, we are a praying and a prophetic community, but living in the world. With it, I would like to also reiterate that we have a international structure in place. We have the Prior General, who's usually in Rome, and then you have Procurator General and a Vice Prior General and a Bouchard General. And then for each region, like Asia, Australia, Oceania, there is a counselor. Americas has a counselor. Africa has a counselor. Europe has a counselor. And then within Americas, we have our provinces, the province of St. Elias, and then you have the province of the Most Pure Heart of Mary, and then we have the provincial delegates for lay Carmelites, who is a friar and possibly an associate delegate for lay Carmelites, and then the provincial coordinator, and then we have our regional coordinator, and then our local communities director and formation director and council members. So that's a structure that we have today for lay Carmelites. And you can get more information on lay Carmelites and our formation on laycarmelite.com. And you can read more about the overall Carmelite order at ocarm.org. So these are some helpful websites that you can refer to. So the most important thing to remember here is that as laity, we have a broader responsibility because we are in the world and we are also people of prayer. And so we need to keep that perspective in mind. And we are here to serve the church as well as all of mankind. So that's all I wanted to share today. I hope you have a blessed day, and thank you for watching.